take a break, but I couldn't stay away. Devil thought he had me, but I had to break away. And now I'm glad to say
Kamesha was destined to be a singer. Well, that's probably making it a little extreme. But she comes from a family where everybody sings. It's just a natural thing to do. If you are part of our family, that's what you do at special occasions, family reunions, anytime we're together, that's all we do.
Baby, baby, I'm aware of where you go each time you leave my door.
I was born in Savannah, Georgia, and moved to Summerville, where I was raised in a family that was known for singing.
When Misha was 15, we had the opportunity to get to model with AMTC. It was American Modeling Talent Search. And this was through my Aunt Janelle, Kamesha's aunt, that got us to get this scholarship for her and to be able to participate in this event. I can't really remember, but I think there was like over 1,000 singers that was there. And Misha had to sing Scrub from TLC's Scrub. She practiced good, she looked good, she was really, really high. And I really think that she did well, but she wasn't as seasoned as she should have been compared to the other talents, because it wasn't separated by ages. Everybody was just all grouped together from 9 to 99. So during the first cut, Misha got cut. I think that Kamesha ever lost any kind of contest or ever made to feel like she wasn't good enough, but she cried hysterically. That was so hard for me, because I was thinking, oh Lord, she can't do this, because this, life is just not that easy all the time. But I think this is when she learned that, there's somebody out there who wants it better than she does or more than she does. So this is when she really got that grind mentality.
I moved to Rome, Georgia, the summer of my 8th grade year, between the 7th and 8th grade year. And there I still continued to sing. I started singing with local rap groups. I remember I recorded my very first song, I think I was 12, but started really recording when I was like 13 and 14. I started singing with 3. I remember my first song was like How Dare You, and a song called Bucket Naked. Around then, everyone just started knowing, hearing about me, knowing that I could sing from talent shows and just word of mouth. And throughout high school, I would sing at the Howlands, at talent shows, any programs that we had, I would always sing at them. And I was voted most talented for my singing superlative in high school. And I remember after that, I auditioned for American Idol.
One thing that is really, really funny, right, like today, if you meet Kamesha and you hear her sing, the first thing people say is, you ought to go try out for American Idol, as if, we didn't know anything about American Idol. So, Misha did try out for American Idol. We got there, she was number 1,090 something. It was almost like a day ahead of the auditions. We wrapped her up, we were cold, we stayed outside, slept on the pavement to get to this audition. So what they ended up doing, they gave us a band after we had over 18 hours, stayed in line, gave a band so that Misha could come back. Well, I had to work. So I'm at work thinking, oh, I wonder how she did, I wonder how she did. And when I get home, I get the news that she didn't go. I was furious because she had this guy friend and he was supposed to take her, and he didn't take her. He just didn't want her to go. So that was, pretty devastating, because I know if she had gone.
When I moved to Albany, I started going to Job Corps, and there I was singing at the different functions that we had. But my mom was going to Albany State at the time, and I remember her taking me and my god sister Short to this place. It was called Club Extreme, Groove Speak. It was an open mic. People would come and do poetry and sing. And there I met so many people. I remember the first person that I met was Juice. I had sang If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys. Some people want it all, but I don't want to get it all. If it ain't you, baby, if I ain't got you, baby. Everybody was kind of impressed at that time. So with him, he introduced me to so many people from Lifestyle. And then I started, he introduced me to Jack Southern Folk. That was when I very first started recording with all my songs with him. And from there, I think I met Get Cool, Kenjo, everybody, OE, anybody that I was supposed to work with in Albany. I met them then. And I remember meeting Dwayne, DJ Dwayne, a radio personality. At that time, he was at 106. He gave me the opportunity to do entertainment news. So when I did that, I just started meeting everybody, and that's when I could say that my career kind of took off in Albany. I would open up for Trina. I opened up for, I actually went on tour with VH1's Miss Cherry, Rap Supreme. I went on tour with her. We'll open up for different people. And then I got the opportunity to open up for Life. And at that time, I remember sitting on Life's tour bus and singing with him, singing to him, and he was like, "You have a beautiful voice." I remember just being in grind mode. Like, I started working with DJ Tremaine, Nisha, and OE. I remember OE coming to me one day, and he was like, "I have this song for you." So when he came, he had came to my house, and the song was "I Know." And after that, it was like we recorded it. And I don't know how it blew up so fast or what happened, but it started being on radio stations, people ringtones, played at the football game. And that was my big first radio hit. It wasn't my first radio song, but my big first radio hit in Albany. And I mean, after that, it was just like singing was, this is what I knew that I knew that I wanted to do. I know it was like that's all that I could do in Albany. You know, I couldn't do anymore. So I remember that things just weren't going my way, really. So I ended up moving to Fort Valley, and I worked with DJ Wiz and I-75 All-Stars, a lot of like the groups in Fort Valley area, and that definitely wasn't enough for me. But so I chose to move to Atlanta to pursue my music. And when I moved to Atlanta, it was a different kind of life because everything, the cost of living was so high. It was like I really couldn't focus on my music because I always had to work. And so, but I never forget, I remember one time Blood Raw, he was with USDA, CTE, or whatever. He called and he was like, I need you to sing this song. And so right now I'm so happy because at this point in time, USDA is like really, really hot right now. So I remember going to the studio and just singing the song, and he was like, "This is your time, this is your time." And so I'm all excited, and so I remember having a talk and just writing my part in the studio, and like I'm so excited. And after that, I never really heard anything. Like, me and Blood was never on the same level. We was never on the same page. So it was like, since we didn't see eye to eye, we kind of stopped talking. And so I never forget, in 2008, people were calling me and they were like, "Misha," my cousin Crystal was the first person to call and was like, "Misha, me and Kiana just heard you on the radio." But they always say they hear me on the radio, so I didn't think nothing about it. Ray Shonda then called me and she was like, I like that song with you and Blood Raw and Trina, but I didn't think nothing else about that either because at that time Trina wasn't even on the song. So my friend Devin called me one day and he was like, "Misha, I know this is your voice. I know this is your voice. This is you on this song." And so he called me the next day. He was like, "Man, I know this you on this song, whatever." He said, "I bought the CD." He said, "But I don't see your name." So I'm thinking like, whatever. So I remember I was at work. So I remember I got my little brother Hood to YouTube the video for me. And I started hearing it. And I remember, "And I like it." And I was like, "That's me." So he played it all the way along. And then at the Trina part, I heard my voice. So I'm kind of shocked. Like, I know Blood didn't just put me on this album. He didn't tell me. Like, I'm going through so many emotions. I'm happy, but then I'm upset because, okay, you're not giving me my credit. And so I remember going, me and my boyfriend Rodney went to the store to buy the CD. So I'm looking in the CD. I see everybody else's name, but I don't see mine. And so I'm mad, you know, and I'm thinking like, why, you know, why he didn't put me on? Why he didn't give me the credit for it? And in the studio, this was supposed to be what he said my big chance or whatever. So Devin told me at that time, Devin was working at Publix. He was like, I see Blood coming to Publix all the time. He said, next time I see him, I'm gonna tell him, man, you know that girl that's going on your track, da 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 da. So I'm thinking, all right, whatever. Like, if you ever see him again. Well, one day Devin called and he was like, I just saw Blood. He said, and I told him, you know that girl that's singing on that What's Happening track? And Blood was like, yeah, Miss Kamesha. He was like, yeah, I've been trying to get in contact with her. So Buddy just gave him my number, and that's how I got in contact with Blood at that moment. So when he called at that time, he was like, I thought your name was on the song, on the CD. It was supposed to be on the CD. Awesome, just BS when he really knew that it wasn't. So then he started telling me to like get meeting. I mean, like he was gonna schedule meetings with his managers, meetings with different people. But every time the meeting would come, he'll cancel it. Or every time the meeting would come, he wouldn't call it. He wouldn't answer his phone. Just like really being a really shady businessman. And so many people would say like, you need to sue him, or you need to do this and you need to do that. But at that time, I just feel like you don't have to sit up there and do people. I didn't have to sue him, because you're not gonna prosper if you treat people wrong anyway. And where's his career now? I'm just saying. But at that time, it was just like, that was the point where I'm just saying, forget music, forget the industry. I don't want to sing no more, because everybody's shady. If they nice to you whenever you hot and they need you, but then when you down and you're not doing nothing, you can't find nobody, you don't have no friends in the industry. So I was like, you know what, I'm just finna stay in Atlanta, I'm finna work, and I'm not even finna do no music no more.